What's good, YouTube? Nova here, bringing you guys my August 2016 Fire King deck. So as you guys know, there's the new Dark Illusion brings us that new True King, the Vanisher guy. I think he's really good for this deck. So I'm just going to show off the deck right now. So I'm playing 2 copies of Fire King High Avatar Garunix. This card you have to, it's the boss monster. Basically destroy this card, it comes back on your standby phase as a dark hole. And also if destroyed by battle, you can special summon one Fire King monster from your deck except for Garunix. That is really sweet. That is really awesome because it just allows you to cycle him out, kind of tags out. So basically it's like your opponent kind of has to deal with this card in certain ways, not just by battle or by card effect. So it's a very good card. Then we're playing 3 copies of Fire King High Avatar, or Fire King Avatar Runic Yaksha. My mistake again. If you control fire, the thing I like about these guys, they all have the effect of if you control a Fire King monster, you can special summon this guy, which is really nice because this allows for a lot of rank 4 Xyz plays, as well as when this card is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can destroy one Fire King monster in your hand. So you can destroy that Garunix, you dead draw. So that's really cool. But mostly this card is an 18, level 18 Beast Warrior Beater. Level 18, whoops, 1800 attack. This card is really good though. It's a must at 3. The same with Fire King Avatar Barong. Barong, he's different. He special summons, but when he's destroyed by a card effect, I believe, yes, on this next standby phase, you get to add one Fire King card from your deck to the hand. So Barong and Garunix both activate their effects on the next standby phase, whereas Yaksha's effect activates on that same on his destruction. So it's very good to remember that. But like a lot of times you'll usually want to go Yaksha. Yaksha gets killed, you destroy Barong. A lot of cool effects go off there because then you get to search into your Fire King spell and traps as well. I mean, actually, I think it's only spell cards, but there was only, I think, spell cards, but if there was any traps, you could add them if you wanted to. Next up, we're playing a small Fire Fist engine. We're playing 3 copies of Bear. My mistake. Bear's really nice because I think Bear's one of the better ones because Bear's like pop a card, just like pop a back row, or pop one of your tankies, pop a monster. He's very useful in the deck because of that effect. But also, if this card can inflict battle damage, you can then set a tanky. So this card is really nice cycling. One Gorilla as well because I wanted the back row out. I wanted some back row removal in the deck in the monsters, and this card is really kind of good. And if he destroys a monster, he lets you set another fire formation as well. So he's very good. Then we're moving on to, in my opinion, one of the most important guys, and that's going to be Coach Soldier Wolfbark. Wolfbark is really nice because he's basically, you can target one level 4 Fire Beast Warrior monster in your graveyard and special summon in defense position, but its effects are negated. But that's really not mattering because he's the rank 4 toolbox in my opinion. Like he allows like you have so many targets for this. You have so many targets for this card that you can just like top decking this card when you've gone off is like really nice because then it allows you to just make another rank 4 for free. So that's really good. So definitely a 3 of in my opinion. I'm really glad that this card's back at 3. And now we're moving into the new cards, or well, the new card anyway. We've got 2 of the new True King, the Vanisher. I cannot pronounce his name, unfortunately. Sorry. This card is really awesome. Basically, if this card's in your hand, you can destroy 2 other monsters in your hand or your field, including a fire monster. And if you special summon this card, and if you do, banish one monster your opponent controls, like on your opponent's from your opponent's field or your graveyard. And then if both of the monsters were fire, if this card is destroyed by a card effect, you get to add one non-fire worm type monster in your graveyard to your hands. So that his effect is completely irrelevant. But his main effect is you want to have this. You want to have this, possibly a Barong, and like I don't know, a Garunix if you really want it. Basically what you do is special summon by destroying these 2. On your next turn, you're going to get a search one, and you're going to get Garunix come out, and then Garunix will kill the Vanisher. But the Vanisher dying isn't really a main thing because at this point you've just got Garunix and you just got to search with Barong, which is very nice. And there's a lot of ways to actually get the True King back. A lot of different ways in this deck to get the True King back. That I think it's really good card to play. As well as a 29 beater for that turn, like that as banishes a monster your opponent controls is kind of amazing because like it's not like destroy or like return or anything, it's banished, so it's gone, which is really good. So this card overall is very powerful. Next thing, we're playing 2 copies of Maxi. I wanted a hand trap that I could play, that I could stop my opponent from going off, and at the same time help give my hand advantage, because you'll notice like with the way this card is destroying your 2, like yeah, if you destroy Brawn, you'll get a search. It's not so bad, but you're kind of costing 3 cards for this. So I wanted the Maxis to make up for the hand advantage, the hand loss. So definitely the 2 Maxis are definitely really good. So there's 19 monsters, I believe. Moving into these spells, we're playing 3 copies of Fire Formation Tenki. Fire Formation Tenki is amazing because basically this card is activated. You can add a level 4 lower winged beast, Beast Warrior type monster from your deck to your hand. Then all Beast Warrior monsters you control gain 100 attack while this card is on the field. This card is really nice and it stacks. So the more you have, the more attack power your guys have. All of your Fire Formation guys, or all your Fire Fist guys, start at 16. All of your Fire Kings start at 18. So this card, just 1 or 2 of these are going to bump these cards up really strong attack, so they can swing over stuff themselves. And they're also searchable by the Fire Fist monsters. Then we're playing 2 copies of Fire Formation Tensu. Tensu is really good because it also allows this deck for more extra summons. So you can go summon Yaksha, summon Bear. You can make a lot of different monster plays with it. To me, it's kind of an extra summon. It kind of makes all of your monsters have like a Blackwing sort of effect, where it's like if they control any fire monster special summon. So I really think Tenki, or I think Tensu is a really good card. It also allows you to go like make like Wolf Bark, Exceed summon, activate this, summon Bear, pop a card, and then you can attack with a lot of attack. They're both, and it's searchable by the Fire Fist. So I think these cards are definitely no-brainers to play. So that's it for Fire Formations. I didn't think any of the other ones were worth playing. They're not as good. We're playing 3 Circle. Circle, in my opinion, is the best because it's basically target 1 fire monster you control and 1 fire monster in your graveyard. Destroy the one that's on the field and then special summon the one from the grave. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Being able to get back to the true Vanisher. You can like literally, when this card dies, you can literally search this. So when you have Garunix, you can then destroy Garunix, bring back the Vanisher, swing with the Vanisher for 29, and then like tag out, and then the Garunix is gonna come back as a 28. So it's a nice little cycle because like you do that, you can add this card. You have the Garunix, your opponent's gonna destroy the Garunix, you lance it, and then you bring out the True King, the Vanisher. It puts more pressure, and then when the Garunix comes back out, it destroys the Vanisher, and then you kind of just tag out, and they just keep tagging each other out until you get what you want. So I think 3 of this is a must, and it's a quick play to make it that. So like you can set this and activate on your opponent's turn. So if your opponent can go minus with this thanks to this card, and you don't go minus, and you get effects. So this card is a must at 3 in my opinion. Next up, we've got just 2 copies of Onslaught of the Fire King. I think only 2 copies of this is really good. Basically, it's kind of an interesting card, but it's searchable, so it's really good. If your opponent controls a monster, and you control no monsters, you can special summon 1 Fire Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monster from your deck. Its effects are negated, and it's destroyed during the end phase. You can only activate 1 of them per turn anyway, but so, I mean, the really only good, like, you have a lot of targets for this card, but the only real targets you want is the Fire Kings to go off. And with Brawn, searching it to bring out Garunix is pretty nice. And if you open this card, it's a really nice starter. But going first, it's not too good. So I thought, you know what, just play 2 of this. It's your easy access to get to it. And if you do get to it and use it, it's all around a great card. Then we're playing just 2 copies of Twin Twister. Twin Twister is really nice. You know, discard, blow up back row. That's always been really good. And like you have to play it because it's like basically 4 MSTs for the cost of 2 space. One Raigeki, I think Raigeki is really good still. Well, I think it's really good because you have to play it because it just nuked Void. As well as we're playing 1 copy of the Dark Hole. The Dark Hole is in this deck because, you know, it's Fire Kings. I still want to play, like, close to Fire Kings as possible, like the generic Destroy, just nuke your board, destroy, come out and bring effects. So I thought, you know what, let's just keep the Dark Hole in the deck. I've added Instant Fusion to the deck because this deck plays a lot of rank 4 monsters. It's playing actually 14 level 4 monsters. So I thought, you know what, if I'm going to make this deck play a lot of rank 4s, I might as well just play the Norden because why not, right? The Norden gives the deck, like, it's an extra 1 card exceed. So why not? Soul Charge as well, you have to. This card is really amazing because there's a lot of good stuff you can bring back. You can bring back Wolf Bark, use Wolf Bark's effect and get another monster. You can pay 1,000 to do that. No battle fights. You can bring back the Vanisher. You can bring back the Garunixes at the same time and use them as Xyz materials. There's a lot of cool things you can do with this card, so it's very nice. And then for the last spell card, I'm playing just 1 copy of Rekindling. Rekindling is a really nice card because you have all the Fire King monsters, the Barongs and Yakshas. They're all 200 defense, so you can bring back multiple copies or even just 2 of them for an Exceed summon. So it's very nice to see that they have a card like, and just a free kind of monster reborn for like a free soul charge essentially. So that's a really nice play. And then for the traps, I'm just playing 4. I'm just playing 2 strike, 2 solemn strike because the answers, the 1 warning because, like I said, I think the warning's really good. Like the 2 strikes and 1 warning at this point is really good because this card can deal with certain situations. This card can deal with certain situations. And then 1 Torrential Tribute because, like I said, I want to keep it Fire King mostly, so I play the Torrential Tribute because it helps out with the Fire King effects. So we're playing the Torrential Tribute. Now we're going to dive into the extra deck. The extra deck, we're playing 1 copy of Norden because you have to play that Norden, so that's standard. We're playing the 2 Tiger King because the Tiger King is basically when it comes in Exceed Summon, you get to set a fire formation, which is nice. And then you can detach 1 Exceed Summon with this card, negate the effects of all other monsters, effect monsters on the field except for Beast Warrior monsters. This is awesome because basically this card essentially can be like a walking skill drain for your opponent, and it can be very difficult to handle. And then we're playing I'm playing 1 copy of Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Cardinal. Cardinal is basically 2 level 4 Fire Fist monsters, which is very easy to actually pull off in this deck. And his effect reads: you can detach 2 Xyz materials, target 2 Fire Fist, Fire Formation cards in your graveyard and or on your side of the field, and 2 cards in your opponent's graveyard or their side of the field, and shuffle those targets into the deck. So essentially, if your opponent, you're like, okay, I want 2 cards off my opponent's field, you can go this card, bounce the 2 cards, and then you get to put the 2 Tankies or the 2 Fire Fist or whatever, 2 of each, 1 of each, doesn't really matter. You get to put them back in the deck, and then you get to bounce cards back. That is pretty freaking amazing. Then we're playing 1 Kagasuchi. Kagasuchi is really in here just to be a Beast Warrior, and then just to protect itself mainly. That's really it. You mill 5, but I mean the mill 5 almost never really helps. Then we're playing 1 copy of Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. I'll be honest, I can't find my Diamond Dire Wolf. So I'm playing the Dark Rebellion, but if I could find it, then this would be the replacement that I would take out for that. 1 Abyss Dweller because I think Abyss Dweller is pretty good, and it's all around. It can be a good card to put in your independent. Depending on the situation, this card can be a really good card. 1 Cowboy, 1 101, 1 Castel for the main ones. Unfortunately, Exciton Knight is still banned, which is a really good card for this deck. So hopefully, if it comes off the ban list, I will also find room for that. So definitely there. And then when I'm playing the Utopia lineup, I'm playing 1 number 39 Utopia, 1 number C39 Utopia Ray, so I can rank it up on top, and then the Lightning because the Lightning's really good. Basically, it outs Cosmos and a lot of big monsters. So I thought, why not play S39 Utopia, the Lightning, because it's a rank 4 deck and you can pull it off. Then first, couple 8s, because I am playing a couple 8s in this deck. I'm playing 1 number 15 Gimmick Puppet Giant Grinder, because I thought Giant Grinder is a good card in this deck, because If your opponent it makes an Exceed summon and you can drop this card and pop them both and burn for game, I thought that was really big. But I'm also playing number 39 Hope Heartbringer Dragon Titanium Galaxy because this card actually wins games on itself. The fact that you can just drop this card and then during your opponent's turn when they activate a spell or effect, you can detach it, negate the activation, and attach it to this card is pretty freaking busted. So that's pretty good. So I figured, you know what, depending if I have the chance to make them, depending on the situation, I'll go with that, whichever one is better in that situation. So remember, guys, this has been my Fire King deck. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.